For too long, the relentless storms of climate change, the suffocating grip of environmental decay, and the creeping menace of pollution have haunted my every thought. The British royal family, once an unshakable fortress of tradition, stood firm through the ages until now. In a move that's ignited a firestorm of intrigue and speculation, Prince William has dared to shatter the status quo, granting new titles to Duchess Sophie's heirs. Whispers echo through the halls. Is this a bold masterstroke to redefine the monarchy's destiny? Or could it be the long-buried dream of Queen Elizabeth herself, rising from the shadows at last? Brace yourselves, join us as we plunge into the heart of this royal upheaval and unearth the electrifying truth that could reshape the future of the crown forever. The British monarchy has long stood as an unbreakable pillar of tradition, its ancient customs etched in stone, until now. A seismic shift is rocking the royal foundations, driven by none other than Prince William, whose daring leadership is rewriting history. As King Charles III's health fades like a flickering flame, the young prince has been thrust into the crucible of power, shouldering burdens that would crush lesser souls. Yet, he rises with breathtaking poise and unshakable grace, a beacon of hope in a storm of uncertainty. His reign heralds a stunning dance between bold modernization and sacred reverence for the past, a balance seen in the jaw-dropping title changes for Duchess Sophie's children, a move that whispers a haunting tribute to the late Queen Elizabeth II. Prince William emerges as the monarchy's fearless visionary, a revolutionary in royal robes. His every step thunders with empathy, his heart beats for environmental salvation, and his voice roars for mental health justice. Through audacious ventures like the Earthshot Prize, he wages war on climate change, proving his relentless devotion to the world's most pressing battles. Royal expert Katie Nicholl reveals the prince's grand design, a relentless quest to drag the monarchy into the future, infusing every duty with a fresh, electrifying perspective, yet never forsaking the timeless pillars of duty and service. His transformative contributions blaze like wildfire, impossible to ignore, especially as his father's strength wanes. The world watches, spellbound. Prince William is no mere heir. He's the architect of a royal revolution. The young prince isn't just stepping up. He's seizing the reins of power with a ferocity that shakes the very walls of Buckingham Palace. Reports scream of his bold ascent, a decisive leader emerging from the shadows to forge an ironclad future for the monarchy. Right now, Prince William is a force unleashed, slashing through royal red tape, streamlining operations, and burnishing his family's image with a brilliance that blinds the doubters. But rewind to the reign of King Charles, a monarch obsessed with a radical vision, a leaner, meaner monarchy. He slashed the ranks of working royals, forcing the chosen few to bear the weight of destiny. His mission? To thrust the crown into a new era of efficiency and relevance, all while clutching the sacred threads of tradition. And at his side stood his unyielding rock, Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, a titan of loyalty, towers over the royal saga with her ironclad devotion. No matter how fiercely King Charles carved down the roster, she remained immovable, indispensable. Retirement? The king scoffed at the notion. Her duty is her lifeblood. The royal family has long reigned as the world's most electrifying dynasty, their every move dissected under a global spotlight. Yet, lurking in the shadows is a hidden enigma, the Wessex family, Prince Edward, Duchess Sophie, and their children, Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, have slipped through the cracks of fame, their names mere whispers in a roaring world, barely a footnote in royal documentaries. They've mastered the art of invisibility. Until now, Prince William's latest gambit has hurled them into the blazing spotlight, shattering their quiet exile. These seismic shifts have catapulted the Wessex clan to the heart of the royal stage, rewriting the monarchy's script and smashing King Charles's streamlined dream to pieces. Before this upheaval, Duchess Sophie was quietly rising, her public engagements multiplying. Her bond with the late Queen Elizabeth II, a secret weapon that hoisted her family skyward. But it's her raw, unshakable passion for charity that steals the show. approachable, authentic. She's won the hearts of the masses, all while riding the wave of the monarchy's bold new dawn. The Wessex era has begun. Prepare for the shockwaves. Could this be the spark that ignited Prince William's audacious gamble? In a stunning twist, he's handpicked the Wessex family as the perfect warriors to storm the royal front lines, a choice that defies the iron will of his father. King Charles. The king demanded that every crown jewel of power be handed to his direct bloodline, not some distant cousin. But with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's explosive exit leaving the monarchy reeling, gaping holes needed filling. Fast. Enter Duchess Sophie's clan, rising from the shadows to claim their destiny. By crowning James the Earl of Wessex, William has flung open the gates to the next generation, hungry to infuse royal duties with raw, untamed energy and unbroken continuity. Prince William's obsession with the Wessex family burns like wildfire. He's personally thrust James into the spotlight as Earl of Wessex and draped Lady Louise with the regal mantle of Lady. But this isn't just a power play, it's a blazing tribute to his grandmother. Queen Elizabeth II, her legacy roaring back to life. These title shifts ripple through the monarchy like an earthquake, a subtle yet earth-shattering signal of a family desperate to forge an unbreakable alliance. It's a cry to the world. The royals will not falter. They're clawing for public love, fortifying their empire to stand tall in a world spinning out of control. This is their vow to thrive, to endure, to reign supreme. For years, Lady Louise and James lurked in the royal shadows, their lives a whispered secret. Their parents, Prince Edward and Duchess Sophie, forged them in tranquility, shielding them from the ravenous glare of fame. No titles adorned their names growing up, an ironclad choice to cocoon them in a world far from the spotlight's scorching heat. They weren't just hidden, they were gifted a childhood of breathtaking normalcy. But now the tide has turned, catapulted from obscurity. This duo explodes onto the royal stage, their quiet past igniting a firestorm of intrigue. To grasp the weight of their rise, we must rewind to their cloistered beginnings. Lady Louise Windsor burst into the world on November 8, 2003, followed by her brother James on December 17, 2007. Privacy wasn't just a priority for their parents, it was their fortress. Prince Edward and Duchess Sophie defied centuries of royal dogma, stripping their children of titles to grant them a life untainted by the crown's crushing gaze. They craved normalcy for their heirs, a sanctuary beyond the relentless scrutiny that stalks royal blood. But every choice has its price. Unlike their cousins, Prince William and Prince Harry, forged in the public crucible from birth, Louise and James missed the raw, unfiltered lessons of fame. Yet their parents stood defiant, reveling in the haven they'd built. When pressed if she regretted denying them titles, Duchess Sophie's voice rang clear. Not a shred. She declared it freed her children to sculpt their own souls, unshackled from royal chains. We raised them to work for their bread, she vowed, a battle cry for a new breed of royalty, unshackled from dusty traditions and ready to conquer the modern age. Despite raising them this way, their parents were conscious of helping them develop a strong bond with their family. They did not want them to be so far removed from their royal heritage. So they constantly paid visits to the royal house. During these visits, Queen Elizabeth II developed a powerful bond with her grandchildren, Lady Louise and James. Initially, the Queen noticed she shared similar interests with them. They were all passionate about equestrian sports. This helped foster a stronger relationship as the family spent more time together. It became clear to all that the Queen had a deep affection for them. She was constantly seen guiding and supporting them as they grew. However, this relationship was not just about familiarizing herself with the siblings, it was also a strategic move. She quickly recognized that the duo had immense potential and embodied the continuity and stability of the monarchy. To preserve that, she drew them closer to the royal family so they could get accustomed to it. To do this, she involved them in most royal duties, showing her complete belief in their capabilities to uphold the monarchy's values. Some of the positions she made available to them included allowing Lady Louise to participate in significant events, such as the Commonwealth Games and memorial services. By participating in these, she was able to step into her emerging roles within the royal family. However, the Queen didn't do this just to give the siblings opportunities for public service. She wanted them to have an avenue for personal development under her mentorship and with their parents' help. The children grew in wisdom and showed remarkable growth throughout their childhood, keenly watched by those within the royal home as a result of the Queen's actions. Lady Louise and James were seen as worthy of having their titles changed and being placed in key positions within the royal family to perform important roles. However, with the news of the title change came a variety of public opinions. This title change, which saw James becoming the Earl of Wessex and Lady Louise retaining her courtesy title, raised mixed reactions from royal observers and the public. To some, these changes were a natural progression seen in every royal family setting. The children may live an everyday childhood, but when they reach a certain age, they begin to assume positions in the royal family. This is extremely normal for those with direct lineage to the royal house, but Lady Louise and James are more like extended family. So some people didn't understand why they should be awarded such prestigious positions. James's new title, positioning him as the son of a duke, and Louise's withholding of the style Her Royal Highness, show that the royal family is particular about modernizing the royal home. This step resonates deeply with the monarchy's efforts to adapt to contemporary societal expectations. However, it does not align with King Charles's wish to have those positions occupied by his direct lineage. This latter perspective highlights the balance between honoring traditions and embracing modernization. Many have wondered why these evolving roles are being handed to Lady Louise and James. It may have to do with the significant shift the royal family has noticed in recent times, mainly caused by the departure of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle from their royal duties. This decision by the couple left a void in the younger generation of royals, leading to considerations about who would assume their responsibilities to maintain the monarchy's public engagements and charitable endeavors. From reports, William has big plans for Lady Louise and her brother James in the near future. They will be seen taking on more prominent roles to support the monarchy's mission. As a result, their parents' desire to raise them in a secluded way is slowly coming to an end. They will appear more on camera and engage in public royal duties. However, their parents have given them a firm upbringing characterized by humility and a strong sense of duty. These characteristics, developed over time, will help them connect with the public while upholding the royal family's image. By appointing these young ones to perform official duties, they will relate more to the needs of the younger generation. Their presence will serve as a bridge between the traditional and modern monarchy, a royal future in the making. When it comes to the royal family, titles, roles, and responsibilities are highly symbolic and carry centuries of history. One such title now belongs to James, Earl of Wessex, the only son of the Duke of Edinburgh and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh. All his life, James has stayed away from the public eye. But with this new title, people are asking if it could suggest a potential shift in the royal trajectory. Due to the weight of the title, James may soon become a significant and key figure in the monarchy's future. Join us as we explore this. The answers may shock you. To fully understand the weight of the title Duke of Edinburgh, we first need to look at James's background. He is the youngest grandson of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, who was originally the Duke of Edinburgh. His grandfather, Prince Philip, was a steadfast figure in the monarchy and served as the longest-serving royal consort in British history. What made Prince Philip stand out was his sharp wit, utter devotion to duty, and efforts to modernize the monarchy. Aside from this, he was a family man at heart and took great interest in the lives of his grandchildren. At the time, James was much younger than his royal cousins, but he had a special connection to his grandfather's legacy. This connection was so deep that before Prince Philip passed away, he announced that one of his final wishes was for the title of Duke of Edinburgh to be passed down to his youngest son, Prince Edward. After his passing, it was revealed that Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip had been planning this for a long time. In 2023, King Charles III honored this wish and made Edward the Duke of Edinburgh. By taking this step, Prince William knew that Edward's position as Earl of Wessex would immediately pass to his son James, and that's precisely what happened. The title is weighty because it wasn't just a formality. It was a carefully planned move to preserve Prince Philip's legacy. The Duke of Edinburgh's office is associated with service, leadership, and public duty. Principles Prince Philip embodied throughout his life. Irrespective of the fact that James did not automatically inherit the dukedom, his position and title as Earl of Wessex connect him to his family's historical legacy. The title also sets the stage for his future in the monarchy. The title Earl of Wessex dates back to the Anglo-Saxon era, long before England became a unified kingdom. Back then, Wessex was a powerful region ruled by King Alfred the Great, who successfully defended England from Viking invasions in the 9th century. Regardless of its historical importance, the title went extinct centuries ago. It only came back into existence when Queen Elizabeth II revived it for Prince Edward. Unlike his brothers, Prince Charles and Prince Andrew, who received dukedoms upon marriage, Prince Edward requested the title Earl of Wessex. He drew inspiration from his love for history and the movie Shakespeare in Love, which featured a fictional Lord Wessex. His mother granted his request and gave him the position. Now, because of his actions, James holds a unique position. He has a title that connects him to his father's lineage and the history of Anglo-Saxon England. Currently, though James is not a working royal, possibly due to King Charles's demand for a slimmed-down monarchy. In the near future, he will take on greater tasks. However, he is not expected to become a full-time working royal. Still, Prince William sees him as a key figure in the monarchy's future. It's not yet certain if he will inherit the position of Duke of Edinburgh, as it is not hereditary. When Prince Edward dies, the title will revert to the crown. Then, if King Charles or Prince William wishes, it could be passed to James to ensure Prince Philip's legacy continues through the Wessex family. Alternatively, if James opts for a private life in the future, the title could be granted to another royal. For a long time, Lady Louise has maintained a very low profile within the British royal family. Nonetheless, recent developments have thrust her into the public eye, revealing her as an unexpected rising star. Her private upbringing was a deliberate choice by her parents to provide her with a normal childhood. This opportunity allowed her to develop away from the intense scrutiny often faced by royals. Lady Louise has also managed to capture public admiration since taking on more visible roles over the years. Under the mentorship of her grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, she made many significant royal appearances. With every appearance, people noticed she moved with grace and humility. Her poised presence could not be ignored at occasions like Prince Philip's funeral and the Platinum Jubilee celebrations hosted for Queen Elizabeth. One thing that stood out was her ability to navigate high-profile events with composure, showcasing a high level of maturity. Lady Louise's character can be traced to her upbringing and the deep relationship she had with her grandmother. Their bond was so evident that it showed how much they had in common. They were so close that Queen Elizabeth placed trust in her. Lady Louise shared many interests with her grandmother, like their love for equestrian sports and her passion for carriage driving, which Prince Philip also loved. These shared interests strengthened their bond. Louise often participated in events with her grandparents, some of her favorite moments. Their closeness was also evident during time spent at Balmoral and other royal residences, where Louise was often seen accompanying the Queen. This relationship not only provided Louise with unique experiences, but also gave her insights into the responsibilities and nuances of royal life. Lady Louise studied English at the University of St. Andrews in September 2022, the same university where Prince William and his wife met. However, it was reported that in August 2022, she worked at a garden center over the summer. The lessons she learned there and the dedication she acquired are all she needs to understand the needs of working-class youth and how best to meet them. As the royal family goes through a transitional period, people are openly discussing whether the roles of younger members will come to the forefront. The discussion is mainly centered on Lady Louise's unique position. People are curious if combining her low-profile upbringing with a readiness to step into public duties will position her as a massive asset to the monarchy. Looking more critically, her ability to connect with the public and her deep understanding of royal responsibilities may play a huge role in modernizing and supporting the royal family's endeavors. While Lady Louise does not currently hold a royal title, the evolving dynamics within the monarchy signal a more prominent future role for her. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, mother of Lady Louise and James, Earl of Wessex, has undergone a remarkable transformation from a public relations executive to one of the most respected members of the royal family. Sophie was born on January 20th, 1965 in Oxford, England. As she grew, she developed a love for public relations. Pursuing her passion, she worked at several firms. She spent 4 years at Capital Radio in London, where she handled press and promotions. She also worked at the Quentin Bell Organization and McLaren Communications and Media. Then, in 1990, she embarked on an entrepreneurial journey and co-founded RJH Public Relations. Sophie lived a thriving life before meeting Prince Edward, the youngest son of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. Immediately after they met, their relationship blossomed, leading to their engagement on January 6, 1999. A few months later, on June 19th, 1999, the couple married in a beautiful ceremony at St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle. After their marriage, Edward was bestowed the title of Earl of Wessex, and Sophie became the Countess of Wessex. In 2023, the couple was elevated to Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh. After marrying Edward, Sophie quickly developed a close and trusting relationship with Queen Elizabeth II. She was dedicated to her royal duties, and her genuine nature earned the Queen's trust. Often seen within this family house, she embodied the values and responsibilities expected of senior royals. She naturally navigated every public appearance with grace and was deeply committed to charitable causes, qualities that resonated with the Queen, who saw her as integral to the monarchy's enduring relevance. In 2020, the monarchy was rocked to its core. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's dramatic exit from their senior royal duties unleashed chaos. Events crumbled into neglect. Vital documents gathered dust, and the royal machine teetered on the edge of collapse. Into this storm stepped Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, her presence a blazing lifeline. She didn't just rise, she seized the reins, rallying to the Queen's side and shouldering the crushing weight left by a dwindling few. With steely resolve, she tackled the mounting responsibilities, her calm strength a beacon of order in the madness. In those dark days, Sophie's unshakable spirit proved the royal family could bend, but never break. Her ascent didn't stop there. Sophie's star blazed brighter, her influence rewriting the royal script. Once, her children were destined to shun the glittering titles of prince and princess. But as the tides of fate shifted, their quiet service roared into the spotlight, demanding recognition, and the titles evolved. Beyond the palace walls, Sophie's crusade thundered across the globe. A fierce champion of women's rights, she plunged into the heart of conflict zones, confronting the scourge of sexual violence head-on. From the war-torn lands of South Sudan to the resilient spirit of Sierra Leone, she stood with survivors, her voice a clarion call for awareness. She armed women with knowledge to shield themselves from harm and forged lifelines, platforms to cry out for help in the face of terror. But her fight didn't end there. Sophie battled for the disabled, waged war on preventable blindness, and poured her soul into humanitarian triumphs. As she marked her 60th birthday, the world paused to marvel at her legacy, a tidal wave of good that swept her into the hearts of millions. So, what's the truth behind this royal upheaval? Are these title changes a sacred nod to Queen Elizabeth's enduring will, or a seismic signal of a monarchy reborn? Could Lady Louise and James, Earl of Wessex, be the chosen ones to steer the crown into a bold new era? The stage is set. The stakes are sky high. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Love this royal roller coaster? Smash that like button, share the drama, and subscribe for the next explosive chapter.